Okay, it's Sunday again. It's a beautiful day outside, and we're doing what all good gamers do when it's hot and sunny. That's stay in and play a game, so we don't get sunburned. As we pasty, we burn like gingers. So today it's 3,000 points High Elves versus Dwarfs again, like it was last week, and we'll run you through our armies. My army's pretty much unchanged, although the only thing I've done is consolidate my archers together and change them to be Lothen Seaguard. So I'll run you through. So I've got 5 Reavers, armed with bows with musician. I have 30 Lothen Seaguard with full command, Great Eagle, 28 White Lions of Crace, with the BSB and my level 4 in. Then I have a Frostheart Phoenix. I have some Phoenix Guards, 24 of them, with full command, and in there is my level 2 Wizard. I have another Eagle, and I have 15 Silver Helms with full command and a Noble. And then on the far right flank I have another 5 Reavers with bows and a musician. And we'll hand over to Ollie and he can run you through his army.
Okay, and for the Dwarves, slightly different list to last week, just tweaked it a bit. You may have noticed the extra Dwarf Warriors. Right, so I'll run you through what I've got. Okay, we have a Bolt Thrower, 10 Thunderers in the building, my Lord, who's a Rune Lord on an anvil, 40 Warriors with great weapons, Grudge Thrower, Cannon, 29 Longbeards with the BSB, 30 Hammerers, another Grudge Thrower, another Cannon, an Organ Gun, and 10 more Thunderers. And that's it. For spells, I've got nothing. This seems a bit unfair. And yeah, we're playing the Battle Line mission, so I didn't mention it. Okay, it's the end of Dwarves turn 1, believe it or not. So I skipped the first 2 phases of the game and went straight to the shooting. Obviously my Thunderers and Organ Gun are out of range, so I started opening up with the Grudge Throwers. So the big Grudge Thrower fired at the Phoenix Guard and managed to do nothing to it because it scattered off even after re-rolling the Rune of Accuracy. Sorry, that was a big one. Then the smaller one, strength 4 one, shot his Lothen Seaguard and made a good count of itself, killed 15 of them. So, did you make a panic test?
I didn't actually.
No, passed it. And then the first cannon fired at the Phoenix was short, and the second cannon wasn't, and hit it dead on and did 6 wounds. So it's dead. But, that's what happens to monsters in 8th edition, because cannons are ridiculous. And this missed. So, and that was it. So, so it's the end of Dwarves turn 1, and there you go.
Okay, it's the end of half turn 1. No charges. I just moved everyone up. So my Reavers bolted down the flanks, as did my Silver Helms, hoping that they might actually manage to get a charge off before getting brutally mutilated by Ollie's artillery. Everyone else sort of moved up. Unfortunately, these guys slowed, so only moved 5, hence why they're a bit further back. In the magic phase, I managed to get Hand of Glory off, increasing their movement characteristic by 2, which is pretty awesome. So that at least gives me a little tiny smidgen bit more movement, like an extra 2 inches of march, essentially, when Ollie cast it. But I'll take everything I can get, frankly. The Lothen Seaguard, or the remnants of the Seaguard, entered the building and shot at the Thunderers. Unfortunately, with long range and having already moved, needed 5 to hit, and I only got 2 hits and a wound, but I did kill 1. That's pretty much the end of my first turn. So we will see you at the end of Dwarves turn 2.
Okay, it's the end of Dwarves turn 2. And yeah, I really have had 2 turns and still haven't moved. Yeah, in fact I've moved absolutely nothing at all. So straight to the shooting phase. I fired the bolt thrower at these guys, hoping to kill all of them. Unfortunately I missed. These guys shot the eagle, managed to do 2 wounds to it. The anvil hit the white lions, reduced their movement again. Did actually manage to kill one of them with the D6 magical attacks. Unfortunately he rolled a 3 and then a 1, so lost one. So that's probably the only one I'm going to kill, but I'll take it. Both grudge fires fired at the Phoenix Guard. The first one killed a fair few of them.
Killed 7.
7, and the other one killed like 2. Yeah. This cannon fired at the Silver Helms and was just short, and this one fired at them, managed to kill 5 of them, and they passed their panic test. These guys fired at the Reavers, managed to kill 1 of them, and then the organ gun opened up on them, just killed the rest of them. And I think that was it. So yeah, pretty decent shooting. Happy that the white lines are slowed, but there's still those Silver Helms are going to be a problem, I think. Let's see what I can do in his turn too.
Okay, it's the end of High Off turn 2. Many hijinks afoot. Charges wise, I charged the Silver Helms at the bolt thrower, and that was my only charge. It completed. I moved the Reavers up, expecting some shenanigans from miners to come in, as so I was quite actually lucky to dodge Ollie's miners. I actually forgot about them last turn. Then everyone else moved forwards, still being held up unfortunately with the Anvil of Doom. These guys moved out, everyone else moved up. Then in the magic phase, I got off Hand of Glory, managed to buff their movement by 3, so that's an extra 1.5 inches of movement coming up, which is pretty awesome. And let's see, then the other part of the magic phase, I managed to, I threw the remaining 4 dice I had at Fiery Convocation, got it off, and after armour saves killed 19 dwarves, which was wonderful. So that's going to carry on burning, well, at least until Ollie's magic phase, as he has no spells to cast. He can just dump a fuck ton of dice on it and get rid of it. But yeah, that's fair enough. Then in the shooting phase, even though needing ridiculous to hit, I still managed to kill 4 Thunderers, which was rather nice. Excuse me. Close combat, even though I whiffed pretty much all my attacks, Ollie did too. I did whiff. Well, I got 1 hit, which you saved. Oh yeah. And then having whiffed, Ollie whiffed as well, but he was stubborn 9, which of course naturally, as all Space Marine players know, that's the kiss of death, and he promptly failed and was destroyed. So I reformed, and yeah, was ready to try and have at some other shit. So yeah. That was my my go. Quite nice. I feel a bit better now that I've carved up some dwarves, or at least burned them. I didn't carve any up there. They just were so disgusted by my close combat ability that they fled the battlefield in disgust, rather than actually run away, I think. So yeah, it's now on to Dwarves turn 3.
Okay, it's the end of Dwarf turn 3. And there was some movement. My miners came on, and they even moved up 3 inches. Nice. And that was it for the movement. And then the magic phase, actually had a magic phase and just dispelled his Fiery Convocation, because I don't like that. Then the shooting phase. So the shooting phase, what happened? First of all, I used the anvil and sent the miners into the Silver Helms. These guys shot the Phoenix Guard, managed to kill I think one of them. This cannon grape shotted the Eagle, but only after, because I would have got -2 to hit. But thankfully, just a tremendous foresight, I managed to blow my own grudge thrower up to negate that cover save. Yeah, so let's go schooled him. Yeah, I managed to kill the Eagle, managed to do that wound to it with the grape shot. This grudge thrower fired at the Phoenix Guard and missed, but didn't blow up, which is nice. This one actually fired a cannonball at the other Eagle, managed to kill him. The organ gun fired at the White Lions, killed 4 of them. These guys fired at the Eagle and did the initial 2 wounds to it. That just did the final wound to him. And then it was close combat. The miners went in here. He rolled like garbage, managed to kill 3. Actually, that's pretty good. And then I attacked back, rolled like a hero, got loads of hits, loads of wounds. And then he made a load of, in fact he made almost all but 1 of the armour saves. I did like 7 or 8 wounds to him and he only failed 1 armour save. So ended up being a draw, so I'm happy with that. I'll hold him up. So that was the end of Dwarfs turn 3. And yeah, still a bit nervous of that big old unit over there. Obviously I use the anvil to charge over here, so they're not slowed anymore, and they've got the Hand of Glory on. So they're going to be, yeah, they're going to be in my face in a minute. So we'll see what happens there. So it's the end of my turn 3.
Okay, it's the end of High Elves turn 3. Yeah, basically, like Ollie said, now that he had to use the anvil, it would free up my dudes. There were some charges. I charged the Phoenix Guard in. Then Ollie used his Master Rune of Challenge to incite me to charge. Quite a good manoeuvre actually, because it was a fairly long bomb charge. Although with no anvil and the fact that I still had the full maximum enhancement from Hand of Glory, I only needed an 8, and I rolled a massive 11 and Leroyed it straight across the battlefield and got in. I moved the Lothern Sea Guard up as well. That was kind of in response, as I expected that I'm probably ending up going to get flanked. I just need my guys to hold. They are stubborn. And then yeah, I can start doing things. So yeah, that went okay. In the magic phase, it was well, all I literally had was Hand of Glory, which of course Ollie could easily dispel. Then there was no shooting, so we went on to combat. This ended up 1 kill apiece. Ollie won the combat due to his superior rank bonus. And then, yeah, what else happened? That was that. Then over here, I ripped through his guys, and they fled off the board, and I reformed and got ready to charge some flanks next turn. Then over here, I killed 6 guys, and then Ollie killed 3 of mine and wounded my BSB in a challenge. So the combat was a win, but Ollie was well steadfast. And that was basically it. That was how the turn ended. So yeah, that is time for well, that will be Dwarfs turn 4.
Okay, it's the end of Dwarfs turn 4, and it went pretty well. So let's see what happened. Okay, so in the charging, I charged the hammers into the flank of the White Lions. And that was it. Then in the shooting phase, I fired the Thunderers at these guys, killed a few of them. Fired the organ gun at the Phoenix Guard through all this, because obviously there doesn't need to roll to hit. I could just about see one of them because of silly true line of sight rules. So I think I only killed no, it actually misfired in the end. So all my banging on about how it was broken and stuff didn't actually matter because it misfired. And then we remembered just how balanced they were, because we rolled a misfire pretty much every game, if not every turn. My cannon for sporting Satan Banditude decided to attempt to grape shot these guys, but was out of range. So fired the cannonball instead, then blew itself up. This hit the Phoenix card, killed quite a few of them, which was nice, a direct hit. This guy grape shot at the Phoenix card, killed a few of them. These guys fired at the Phoenix card, killed a few of them. And then there was like 3 left, including the wizard who has a wound on him. And that was it for shooting, so good shooting phase, they still held though. And then in close combat, the miners whiffed like a, well, they whiffed pretty hard, and these guys killed slightly more, just won the combat by 1, and I failed my steadfast by rolling a 10. Then fled a whole 6 inches, and then Sai, with the fastest cavalry in the game, managed to roll a 3. That's all with Swift Stride as well. Rolled 3 total. So unfortunately it's his turn next, so the miners are pretty much done for, but we appreciated that. Then in this combat, unfortunately Sai whiffed quite a lot of his attacks. My BSB killed his BSB in a single challenge. Like I say, he killed 4 Longbeards, and then in return I killed a ridiculous amount of White Lions. But of course he's stubborn and held, so his wizard took a wound as well from the one Longbeard who couldn't reach anyone else, so I decided to bash him over the head. Yeah, so it's really not looking good for him. We're going to see what happens in his turn 4, but yeah, it's bad times, so we have to see what happens. So see you at the end of High Elves turn 4. Okay, it's the end of Dwarves turn 5, and perhaps any hope that Sai had of winning has evaporated in the gunsmoke. So, let's see. I reformed the Hammerers with the Swift Reform and marched them up towards the Phoenix card. I charged these guys into the White Lions, but they fled 11, and I rolled 3. So yeah, so I just stumped forward. That's pretty much the same. Yeah, everything else is the same. And then in the shooting phase, I fired the... what did I fire? I fired the Grudge Thrower. His White Lions. Bearing in mind there's only 4 left. Got direct hit on them. Strength 5. Passed his ward save with his wizard. And I failed to win one of the actual guys. So I only actually killed 2 of them. So he had his champion and his wizard left. And then with the Thunderers, I just shot them in the back. They were just in range because of the building, and managed to kill the wizard. And only got 2 wounds, but he managed to fail his armour save and his ward save and his wizard, who only had 1 wound left. So I took them down. I think it was all for shooting. Yeah, the organ gun was out of range, which is good because that means I didn't have to blow it up. Then in this combat, he managed to kill 2 of me. I killed 1 in return, and actually held with rolling exactly enough. So those Thunderers are doing pretty damn well. And then in this combat, obviously 30 Hammerers versus 2 Phoenix card. The odds were slightly in my favour, but I killed 1 of them. And then his champion decided to book it, and I run him down. So yeah, so it's looking pretty grim for the High Elves, to be honest. He's only got these 2 units left, and these Loth and Seaguard, who are, let's face it, struggling to kill 5 Thunderers. Well, 2 now, but yeah. So yeah, so that's the end of my turn 5. I don't know, I think Simo.
Yeah, I think that's
yeah.
the end.
Right. So Simo's going to give it up at this point, which is fair enough. What a tough battle though. Really good game. Might as well go and... Well, I suppose we should add up points to see how close it was actually. So we'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, so well, we didn't actually talk about the points, we just worked out that I won by quite a margin. Unfortunately, obviously, Sai losing his White Lions and his Wizard really put a dent in the points. And it's over 1,000 points difference, I think, so... yeah, really exciting game, really. I mean, considering how much he was slowed and that, he got into me quite quickly, quicker than I would have liked. But that Master in a Challenge, I think, saved the day, really.
I think that basically won you the game.
Yeah, that was just really nice timing, I think.
And bizarrely, what won you the game was me making the charge rather than...
Yeah, if you'd failed it, then... yeah, so obviously, which allowed me to flank him with the Hammerers. Although the hammers didn't actually kill as many as I would have thought, because the longbeards just started killing them. Considering they only have hammer weapon shields, they're doing pretty well. And obviously killing his BSB hurt him quite badly as well, especially like failing his stubborn roll. Although the failing his stubborn roll actually served him quite well in that instance, because I managed to get away and try and save those points. So, in terms of deployment, I was quite happy with how I deployed. Obviously having a building really helps. But I like that kind of centre fit, you know, being in the centre when I've got an anvil doesn't feel so bad, because I can always like dance around this building, and I've got the miners to come on the flanks should anything come around the side. So I felt pretty safe having the anvil and the miners protecting the flanks. Yeah, and I don't know, the warriors, I obviously bulked up the warrior units 40 from 25, because they evaporated last time. Got evaporated this time as well, but then Warrior Convocation does do that, so you set fire to dwarves, they don't like it, so that's pretty bad. So that spell still scares me, but then when you look at the context of the game, that spell does kill 20 dwarves, but then so does a grudge thrower, so, you know, and he can only cost that once, whereas I've got like 500,000 grudge throwers, so really in the context of the game, Warrior Convocation is very, very good, but it's certainly not as crazy as some things.
It's very, very necessary for Elves when you look at what happened.
When you compare it to like Purple Sun and that, it's just it's a very good bomb spell, but certainly not a broken one. And you know, I think that's what I liked about this game. It kind of showed me that, because I mean, there's been games where he's cast Warrior Convocation on like my Dark Elves and just wiped out a unit a turn, which is terrifying. But then when you look at it in the context of this, you know, it's not as powerful as like a direct hit from a grudge thrower. So, and
if you think about it, something like Purple Sun, if you Purple Sun down,
yeah, you could kill all these dwarves with one Purple Sun. Yeah,
you'd be fine.
Well, then Purple Sun is the most stupid spell going, bar none. But you know, like I'm fine with bomb spells, but Purple Sun is a bit much, I think, especially as you get like all your power dice back as well. It seems a little over the top.
There's like, that character that's left. Might as well. Yes, it's hard.
So I thought my plan was good. Just hold there, shoot him like I always do with every army I've played, except this time it's legitimate because I can only move 3 inches. So I might as well just sit there and shoot him. So pretty much use my orc tactics with my dwarves. Seems to work. But they do it slightly better. So and then counter attack using the anvil, which works out pretty well. Slowing his white lions didn't really make much difference in the end, because he buffed their speed and they got in before anyone else anyway. But it was a good morale thing, I think, like knowing that his unit was a bit slower, kind of maybe hit his morale a little bit. But the charging thing is what the anvil's really for, so loving the anvil. Certainly makes dwarves a lot more fun to play, and you feel like you can protect a flank better if you can just reform and then charge something. It's like having an army of hell pits. Yeah, so that was good. The shooting was pretty good, without being ridiculous. I put the hurt on those Phoenix Guard with shooting. The Lothan Sea Guard only took like 1 hit, but reduced half their number. But certainly I didn't ruin him like I've done in previous games by killing his whole army with shooting, because there was quite a lot of glorious combat in there. But yeah, like I say, I think pivotal point was just him making that charge on these guys, and then of course allowed me to flank him in his turn. So mustering challenges. In fact, I think the BSB is the man of the match really, because he killed his BSB in single combat, which is obviously the grudge in the first place. He challenged his BSB, so his BSB came over and decided to duke it out with him, and I beat him. So yeah, BSB is the man of the match, and really everything pulled its weight really. Pretty happy with everything, especially these Thunderers who they had a big day. They shot some stuff, they fought in combat and held for like 2 turns, so that was nice. Anvil didn't blow itself up, which is good. A couple of pieces of artillery did, which was bad. But then that's going to happen when you've got like 6 pieces of artillery. One is deserve an honourable mention. They really held up these silver helms, which is a good deal really. I know they died in the end, but it stopped him from coming in the flank and like killing my anvil and stuff. So yeah, very good game. I really enjoyed it. I'll spare a side of Dwarves next week. I think there's only so much Dwarves you can take in 1 month. So I'm not sure what I'll be playing next week. Probably won't be Dwarves. Well, definitely won't be Dwarves for size sake. But yeah, on the whole, enjoying the Dwarf Army. I hear rumours there's a book coming out later in the year. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But I'm certainly quite comfortable playing this current book. I quite like it. So, particularly the Anvil. So, Si's got a few thoughts on the Anvil. I'm sure he'll share them with you. So I'll hand you over to him and see what's really wrong with Dwarves.
Yeah, that was a very good game. It was quite good fun actually. I think carrying on from what Ollie just said, to be fair, the only thing wrong with the Anvil is it lacks a well, when I say balance,
Good countermeasure.
yeah,
There's no way to stop it really. Isn't it?
yeah, it's quite one-sided in terms of you get very good countermeasures against magic, which is fair enough, but then I have no chance of stopping you. And that to be fair is the only thing that hurts the most. And I think as we've previously discussed, based on how runes work in the Storm of Magic, I suspect we're going to be seeing that same mechanic in the new Dwarf book. So you'll throw a number of power dice at a rune, and then I'll be able to have a chance of dispelling it as well, based on that same mechanic. So I think that's probably a fairer way of running it. Although they probably want to buff what it does, so you actually want to have it will want more powers. So rather than spells, you're probably going to have 6 runic powers or 6 runes plus a signature rune. If you get the drift, and then that's probably how it will play out. And I should also imagine you'll be able to. I can't see it being randomised. That would just be silly. So I think you'll probably just be able to pick based on that. But yeah, to be fair, I think that's pretty much the only thing really dwarves need changing. Because like I say, the ability to turn a unit around which was over here and end up over there is silly. And there wants to be something that you can do about that. But yeah, I don't think anything else is really particularly bad, other than say bringing the prices of the artillery into spec with say Empire and that. I can't really see there being any problems. I think maybe the organ gun. To be fair, the organ gun's reasonably balanced as well. Although not rolling to hit is pretty nasty. But then again, I don't know. We'll just have to see what the Games developers come up with. I think to be fair, it's all round pretty nice. But yeah, as in how the game went. Yeah, it was tough. I mean, the shoot. To be fair, that shooting wasn't that amazingly great. Ollie got his hits when he needed it, and he got some good ones. But then again, he didn't as well. He missed quite a lot of stuff. So yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of an annoyance to deal with. I shall I'll have to have a think about that, or start getting the cloak of beards in every single list I take from now on, just in case.
What does that actually do?
Well, the cloak of beards causes fear in models from Dwarfs. All models also gain a hatred special rule when attacking the wearer, and in all close combat phases, anyone in base-to-base contact loses their magic items on a roll of 4+.
What?
Or loses 1 magic item on a roll of 4+, randomly determined. So, yeah.
Still, by the time you're in close combat, you're either winning or losing anyway.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty good.
But But yeah, so it should be. I don't know. It does seem a bit silly. It's a bit one of them things that you take because you. I think it's one of the
dwarves.
Yeah, it was.
You get sick of losing to them, so then you start taking things like that.
Yeah.
But I hate that race specific stuff. It's just like kind of.
Yeah, it stinks of list tailoring. And pretty much this is the list I roll out against pretty much everyone. But yeah, I think I quite like the extra unit there. However, they suffer from the Elves' problem of sucky strength.
Yeah, I think they're not so good without any kind of support magic.
Too much stuff is strength 4 now. Toughness 4. There's a lot. In fact, it's probably getting on for more toughness 4 stuff than toughness 3.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The average of weapon skill and toughness is now 4 already.
Yeah.
So many things that are toughness 4 with like weapon skill 4.
Yeah.
Strength 4, to be honest.
Because I mean, yeah, you even look at
everything's becoming Space Marines.
Yeah, which is slightly it's slightly annoying, but you know that's how the game is going. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, because you look undead, both have units that are toughness 4. You've got orcs, you've got Tomb King. Well, yeah, both of them. Beastmen, ogres, warriors of chaos, demons of chaos as well. So yeah, it's you're looking at pretty much only the 3 elf armies, an empire.
Even empire is strength 4, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the strength 4 isn't so much the problem because if I want strength 4, I have to take Phoenix Guard, really, don't I? But it's not having core unit strength 4.
Yeah.
Which I suppose is fair enough because you don't want too many.
But then Elves reroll to hit. So
yeah, that's the thing. I mean, that will be.
So that's what balances it out.
Yeah, that'd be dirty, but
that's only when you come up against armour that's the problem.
Yeah, very much so. But yeah, no, that's just how it is.
But then you can have some of the best specials in the game, like white ones, who are strength 6.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not all complaints. I mean, it was just sore because I would have rather failed my charge and then been charged by the unit because then at least if I was gonna get chopped up, I would be able to chop stuff up properly in return. Because the trouble is that ward save is pretty nasty. Because sword and board is always it's pretty much your best defence really against great weapons, isn't it?
But it's their weapon skill 5 that made them survivable.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then the hammer is weapon skill 5 as well.
Yeah. I don't know. I like the army composition, but it's just the just so happens that there's like the two armies I've played against the most have, well, in fact, even orcs who have probably some of the best shooting in the game, bizarrely enough.
They just have a lot of shooting.
Yeah.
Probably the best.
Well, how many rock lobbers can you take in a 3,000 point army? Yeah.
Then you can take 4 of anything. You can take 4 arm blasts and 3,000 points.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Who was?
Yeah. Bit waste of money.
All shooting's not that great. It's just because they've got so many ways to win through attrition that the shooting just lends itself to it. It's pretty average. It's amazing.
I think your big units here really benefited you.
Yeah, it's so much better.
And I must admit, I'm quite shocked at the number of dwarves that you can field.
Yeah, I think it's like 140 dwarves, not including crew.
Yeah, which is a lot more than what I took.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. And what's going to be... Because the trouble is, you start putting the price up with dwarves, then all kinds of things are going to fucking go wrong, I think, in that army. I don't know. So, yeah, well, we'll just have to see what it brings. Speculation can run rife and you just end up like a bloody wish list thread on Warseer. Which ends up with 66 pages of people talking crap, and then one person trying to restore order. There's too much else to say, really. Yeah, it was, like I say, very good game. I don't think anyone was particularly lucky. I had a couple of shit close combat phases where I really whiffed up. Yeah, so yeah, I think I kind of everything was sort of reasonably well balanced. So yeah, I don't know, just a bit sort of crazy, really. So yeah, I'm hopefully should be getting some more stuff on board. You probably didn't notice, but there was actually some real Silverhelm horses in that unit. As you can see, there's a nice big stack of models. My order came in, so it'll probably be this time next year when a couple of those boxes are assembled. No, I shall be working on that, along with many of the other things in my my model cabinet. I've just placed an order on eBay for a Skaven Armies book, so no doubt the rats will be coming out to play, and I shall be wanting to get shot up by his dwarves with that. That should be quite good fun. Yeah, so I shall take my leave now and probably play some Baldur's Gate and assemble some more elves. So yeah, we will see you next week for another game.